Recorder Guy here, and you'll be happy to know that I'm almost done scripting the final part of my top 30 favorite video game characters. I bet you don't want to hear about all that, do you? You want to hear about Smash Brothers, right? For those gamers who somehow don't know, Smash Brothers for 3DS is now out in Japan, and some people got the game early, and they've been leaking all sorts of crap. So it's more than likely you've heard all the characters that have been revealed. So I guess I might as well let you know on my thoughts on the roster. Let's see, let's start with the good. Let's see, Mega Man and Schalk, of course. It's nice to see Rosalina in the game from Super Mario Galaxy. Little Mac was a character I'm glad to see in the game. Let's see, Robin looks fun to play. It's cool that Greninja is getting in there from Pokemon X and Y. The bad, I think Dark Pit should have been a skin for Pit instead of his own character. I mean, for Bowser Jr., the Koopalings are alternate skins for Bowser Jr., and Al from Pikmin 3 is a skin for Olimar. And also, the fact that Lucina is pretty much a clone of Marth. And Sakurai said he was going to try to get away from clone characters. Well, granted, there do seem to be fewer clones than there were in Brawl, so that's a step. Also, among the bad, I mean, they get rid of Wolf, Lucas, and the Ice Climbers, but they bring back Dr. Mario. It's like, did anyone? It's like, don't get me wrong. I think Dr. Mario plays pretty well from what I've seen, but I do have to admit, it's a shame. It's a shame the Ice Climbers have to go, but I guess technical limitations of the 3DS and all that. And then there's the WTF. It's like, and I can pretty much sum it up in 3 words: Duck Hunt Dog. I mean, before the leaks, which by the way have pretty much been, which 100% have been confirmed by now, who in their right mind before the leaks would have expected the freaking Duck Hunt Dog to be in Smash? And more than that, to be a loving tribute to the era of the Zapper. I think moves involving games like Hogan's Alley and Wild Gunman. I mean, wow. I mean, the final Smash is just one big tribute to the Zapper. Overall, I can say the roster is something I'm definitely satisfied with. I mean, there are some things that let me scratch my head and some things that kind of bum me out, like, well, we'll get to that later, but it's something I'm looking forward to with the full version. I am going to be honest with you there. I am hyped still. And since I was a Platinum Club Nintendo member, I got my code for the demo. Gameplay is great, by the way. Well, demo plays great, by the way, anyway. So, on that note, let's get to user questions. Just a reminder, if you want to send me a question on YouTube, go to my channel, click the About tab, click Send Message, and that's how you do it. First question comes from SonicMaster211, who asks, are you going to do a countdown for Hyrule Warriors? I will admit that is a game I have been really hyped for. And at some point I would like to do a countdown on it. In fact, if I were lucky enough to be able to do a collab with Josh Scorcher, that would be the kind of list I would like to do with him. I mean, Josh Scorcher was one of my inspirations for countdown making. Yeah, I'm a bandwagon hopper. And considering how hype he was, I mean, if you've seen his videos at all, you would know how much hype this was for him. But this seems like, it seems like the kind of countdown that would be perfect for, it's the sort of thing that one person can't really do justice. And as for the topic, I'd probably stick to the characters because, yeah, that's the sort of thing that that kind of countdown would gravitate toward. Next question comes from Nick Schalk, who asks, if you could add 3 characters to Smash, who or what would they be? Well, there's the obvious, Ridley from the Metroid series. I mean, judging from what I've heard, Japan for the most part seems to not really care about Metroid, I mean, at all. I mean, it's like, in all the Smash games, there's only been all of 1 Metroid character, that being Samus herself. Well, if you count Zero Suit Samus as a separate character, yeah, that makes 2, but I think Metroid needs more representation. Let's see, another character I'd like to see. How about the Ray 01 from Custom Robo? I mean, it's a series I've checked out recently, and I have to admit, it's pretty damn fun. I mean, I love the idea of creating robots with customizable parts that you can just send into battle with one another, and I think the Ray 01 is pretty much the mascot of the series, so it'd be cool to see some custom robo representation in the series instead of just an assist trophy. Okay, for my third choice, as far as the third-party characters go, I would have liked to see either Alucard or Soma Cruz from the Castlevania series. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you would probably say Simon would be the better choice, but I'd say Alucard and Soma are much more versatile and, in my opinion, more well-suited to Smash. I mean, their abilities are a lot more varied, especially in the case of Soma. So those are the 3 characters I would have liked to see in Smash. Next question comes from Jay Utter, who asks, what is your favorite Castlevania game besides Aria of Sorrow? I would have to say Super Castlevania 4. It did a lot of stuff right. The gameplay was a lot more fluid, the level design was better, the bosses were pretty good. I really like how well the whip worked in Super Castlevania 4. It's like, besides the obvious offensive capabilities of the whip, but also the way you could control it and use it as a defensive means as well. And heck, swinging from hooks! That was pretty awesome. A lot of you are probably going to be raising an eyebrow because I didn't say Symphony of the Night, but hey, opinions, you know? Next question comes from Matthew Strittmatter, who asks, which JRPG job class would you consider to be your favorite? This is going to sound like an odd choice, but I would have to say the Spell Fencer. Now, I am an aggressive player by nature. I like to get up close and personal to my enemies. However, at the same time, I'm the kind of person who likes to exploit elemental weaknesses. It's like, when I play Pokemon, I build my team to have as much type coverage as possible to be able to exploit enemy weaknesses. When I play Monster Hunter, I have swords and shields of various different elements, so I can use the weapon that exploits the enemy's weakest element. That's what I like about the Spell Fencer. It's the best of both worlds. I mean, you can enchant your weapons with a certain element that the enemy is weak to, then go in and up close and personal and chop them down with that element for extra damage. Boom! It's so cool. I wish Spell Fencer was used in more games, to be honest. That's what I would like to see. Because the concept behind the Spell Fencer is just brilliant. Last question comes from TK Hulk, aka Toonami Kusagari, who asks, what do you think of the Little Mac and Wii Fit trainer shipping? Abandon ship!